Welcome to Fluent English Power. What if I told you that your brain can be trained to think in English naturally, just like native speakers do? Most learners struggle because they translate every word from their native language. But in this video, by Fluent English Power, titled How to Make Your Brain Think in English, you're going to learn exactly how to break that habit and start thinking fluently from day one. Part 1. Why we don't think in English. Most English learners can read, write, and even understand spoken English. But when it's time to speak, their mind goes blanker, worse. They start translating every sentence from their native language. This slows down fluency and creates hesitation. But why does this happen? The answer lies in habit. Since childhood, your brain has been wired to think in your first language. Every experience, emotion, and thought is linked to that language. So when you learn English later, your brain doesn't naturally switch to it treats English like a subject, not a thinking tool. Another reason is fear. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes. So instead of thinking freely in English, they mentally rehearse or translate word by word. This creates a mental delay, which breaks natural flow. And finally, we don't practice thinking in English as a separate skill. Most people focus on speaking or grammar, but never train the brain to think in English. That's like learning to play guitar by only watching videos, without ever touching the instrument. The good news? Thinking in English is a skill you can build step by step. And now, let's start with how to do that from the very beginning. Part 2. Beginner Strategies. Start thinking in English. If you're a beginner, the idea of thinking in English might feel confusing. You might ask, how can I think in a language I'm still learning? But the truth is, just like we learn to speak as children by connecting simple words with actions, you can train your mind to do the same with English. Start small. Begin by naming the objects around you in English. For example, when you look at your desk, don't think in your native language in your mind. Say, start thinking in English. When you open the door, say mentally, I'm opening the door. These small habits help your brain associate English with real actions, not just classroom learning. Next, describe your daily routine using basic sentences. Think in English while brushing your teeth, getting dressed, or eating breakfast. Use simple lines like, I am brushing my teeth, I am wearing my shirt, or I am drinking water. The goal is not to be perfect, but to stay in English even with simple thoughts. Another powerful method is self-talk. Talk to yourself in English when you're alone. You can describe what you're doing, how you're feeling, or what you're planning. For example, today I need to finish my assignment. Or, I feel tired, but I will study English for 10 minutes. The more you do this, the more confident your mind becomes in forming English sentences without translation. Also, use sticky notes. Label items around your home mirror, door, bottle, phone. Every time you look at them, your brain connects the English word with the object. This builds vocabulary naturally without memorizing lists. Another great habit is to keep a mini English journal. Every night, write 2-3 simple lines about your day in English. For example, today I went to the market. I bought some fruits. I talked to my cousin on the phone. This helps your brain get used to expressing daily experiences in English. Lastly, change your environment. Switch your phone language to English. Start watching short videos in English 7 cartoons or simple stories. Listen actively. and repeat short lines. This begins to rewire your brain. You stop depending on translation, and your brain starts recognizing English as your default language for simple thoughts. Remember, the goal at this stage is not grammar perfection. It's to build a habit where your mind starts using English automatically, even in the smallest ways. And with daily consistency, this will lay a strong foundation for real fluency. Part 3. Intermediate Strategies. Train your mind for real-time English thinking. Once you've built a habit of using simple English in your daily thoughts, it's time to move to the next level. At the intermediate stage, the focus shifts from naming and describing to thinking in full ideas, understanding without translating, and responding naturally. This is where your fluency begins to grow. One of the most important strategies is to stop translating in your head. Many learners get stuck because they first think in their native language, then try to convert every word into English. This process slows you down and creates hesitation. Instead, you need to train your brain to think in English directly. For example, if you're feeling hungry, don't think, "Mujhe bhook lagi hai," and then translate it. Simply allow your brain to say, "I'm hungry." With practice, this shift becomes automatic. To make this easier, start using English phrases instead of just individual words. Phrases are short chunks that help your brain think faster. Use expressions like, "I'm not sure," "Let me think," "I'll try again," or "That sounds interesting." These are the same phrases native speakers use daily, and using them helps your brain stay in English during conversation. Another powerful technique at the intermediate level is shadowing. This means listening to native speakers and repeating exactly what they say. Immediately after hearing it, mimicking their tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. Shadowing trains your brain to process English sounds and sentence patterns without stopping to translate. You can start with short YouTube clips, audiobooks, or podcasts. Listen to one sentence, pause, repeat out loud, and then continue. Do this daily, and you'll notice a big improvement in your thinking and speaking speed. Also, try to mentally describe what's happening around you. For example, when you're outside, think, "The sun is bright today. People are walking fast. A man is talking on his phone." This kind of real-time narration forces your brain to use English in actual situations. It's like live training for your thoughts. At this level, you should also begin watching English content without subtitles, at least for 5-10 minutes per day. Choose videos that are slightly above your level. This trains your ears and brain to understand full sentences and ideas without depending on reading. In the beginning, it might feel difficult, but your brain adapts fast when it's challenged. Another great strategy is mind mapping in English. Take a simple word like travel and mentally expand it. Airport, tickets, suitcase, adventure, new city, hotel. This exercise helps you build connections between words and think creatively in English. It's not just vocabulary, it's mental fluency. Finally, practice quick responses. Ask yourself small questions like, "What's my plan today?" "Why do I feel tired?" or "What did I enjoy yesterday?" Answer them in English, either silently or out loud. This builds the habit of forming real thoughts in English, which is the key to speaking without hesitation. Remember, at the intermediate level, it's not about knowing more words, it's about learning to think faster, deeper, and more naturally in English. Your goal is to make English the first language your brain reaches for when you want to express an idea. And with daily practice, you'll get there. Part 4. Advanced Strategies. Achieve natural and effortless English thinking. Now that your brain is comfortable handling basic thoughts and daily expressions in English, it's time to move into the advanced zone, where you don't just think in English, you reason, analyze, and emotionally connect with English. At this level, it's not about vocabulary drills. It's about using English the same way you use your native language without stopping to switch on your English brain. The first strategy is to internalize English through complex thinking. Start practicing internal conversations in English. Imagine situations where you have to explain something, solve a problem, or argue a point. For example, think, "Why do I believe this is the right decision?" Or, "What would I do differently if I were in that situation?" These questions push your brain to process thoughts deeply in English, not just surface-level sentences. Another powerful habit is to debate with yourself in English. Pick a topic like social media, climate change, or daily productivity. Now think about the pros and cons. What are the benefits? What are the risks? Do it in your mind, just like a conversation with a friend or a colleague. This technique helps build argument-based fluency and improves your ability to speak and think critically in English. Also, start using emotionally expressive English. Don't just say, "I am happy." Say, "I feel incredibly grateful today." Don't just say, "I don't like it." Say, "That really frustrates me." Begin to think in English not just logically, but emotionally, because true fluency is when you can express your feelings, doubts, fears, and excitement naturally in the language. To sharpen your thinking even more, use the summary method daily. After reading a book chapter, watching a documentary, or listening to a podcast, pause and mentally summarize what you learned in English. For example, say to yourself, "The speaker explained how habits control our life, and he gave 3 techniques to build good ones." This kind of mental review trains your brain to convert knowledge and memory into fluent English thought. Another advanced technique is live narration during tasks. While cooking, walking, cleaning, or working on something, describe what you're doing in real time. In English, say in your mind, "Now I'm adding salt. The water is boiling. I need to find the charger," etc. This keeps your mind active in English during real life, which is where true fluency happens. You should also try listening to native-level content regularly, like TED Talks, interviews, or English podcasts meant for native speakers. But don't just listen, pause, and reflect in English. Ask yourself, what's the main point here? Do I agree with this idea? How would I explain this to someone else? This adds depth to your English thinking. Finally, try using AI tools or speaking partners for live thought training. Use apps like ChatGPT to talk through your ideas, explain your plans, or even role-play real-life scenarios. When you consistently use English in real-time mental activities, your brain starts trusting English as a natural thinking language, not a forced one. At this stage, your challenge is no longer, "How do I speak in English?" It's, "How do I stay in English all the time?" That's the shift from learning to living in English. And once that happens, you've truly unlocked your brain's power to think fluently. Part 5. Daily Practice Routine. Make thinking in English your habit. To truly master thinking in English, consistent daily practice is key. Without a structured routine, even the best techniques won't bring lasting results. So, how can you organize your day to ensure your brain is immersed in English naturally and effectively? Start by dedicating at least 15 to 30 minutes every day to focused English thinking exercises. Begin your morning by mentally planning your day in English. Instead of thinking, Aaj mujhe kaam karna hai, say, today I need to finish my work and practice speaking English. This simple habit sets the tone for your brain to stay in English mode throughout the day. Next, incorporate shadowing exercises into your routine. Listen to short English clips, news, podcasts, or conversations, and repeat immediately, matching the speaker's speed and intonation. This trains your brain and mouth to work together in English and improves both your listening and speaking skills. Throughout your day, practice self-talk as much as possible. Whether you're cooking, commuting, or waiting in line, narrate your actions in English. For example, I am boiling water. I need to buy groceries later. Or, the weather looks nice today. These small moments accumulate and gradually rewire your brain to think in English automatically. Additionally, keep a daily English journal, either written or spoken. Every night, spend 5 to 10 minutes writing or recording 3 to 5 sentences about your day, your thoughts, or plans. Reflect on what you learned, what challenges you faced, or what made you happy. This exercise improves your ability to organize thoughts in English and express yourself clearly. Another powerful daily habit is to surround yourself with English content. Change your phone and social media language settings to English. Follow English-speaking influencers, watch English videos, and listen to English songs or audiobooks. Even passive exposure trains your brain subconsciously, so you start thinking in English without pressure. Also, schedule regular conversations with language partners, friends, tutors, or online speaking groups. Speaking with real people forces your brain to think quickly in English and helps build confidence. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on communicating ideas and expressing yourself fluently. Finally, remember to be patient and consistent. Changing the way your brain thinks is like training a muscle. It takes daily effort, repetition, and time. Celebrate small wins like thinking a sentence directly in English or understanding a native speaker without translating, and keep pushing forward. With this daily routine, thinking in English will no longer be a struggle or a task. It will become your natural way of processing thoughts, helping you speak English fluently and confidently in every situation. If you like this video, don't forget, like, comment, and share with your friends. Happy learning!